Hello everyone. How you doing? Star, you want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? What you doing? Don't play with my necklace, okay? Mommy's doing a video. Come on. Okay? So, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And hope you had some time not on your electronic. I usually don't really get anything Black Friday, whatever it is. Just take too much time to, browsing things and make choices, spend a lot of energy, and rush things. And anyway, also I'm gonna be traveling in a week or so. So I figured it's probably not a good idea to place any order because I will not be home. But tonight, I want to talk about soul contracts. And I know I haven't been very active and consistent on this channel and deliver a lot of information. Just let you guys know, I myself were going through a huge transformation journey that I didn't know how big was it. And I feel like I'm still in the integration period of time. And I think the last video I talked about that a lot of pressure in my head. That was probably 10 days ago now, a while ago. However, yeah, my head is feeling much better. So if you were going through some physical symptom during this period of time, upgrading, however you want to call it, transformation journey, another wave of activation, depends on how you see it. I hope you feel much better. It just took me good 10 days, 12 days to unpack this energy and allow it to distribute to different parts of my body. And my third eye is definitely getting more sensitive, getting more visual things for sure. Visual is not my strong suit, but I think it's developing, showing me more. So yeah, let's back to the soul contract, okay? I think you all understand that a lot of people you met in this lifetime, especially those people that spent quiet time with you, maybe sometimes not necessarily even a long time, maybe just a couple days, couple weeks or whatsoever. But however, those energy or when you were with this person usually happens some things emotionally more intense, right? When I say emotionally more intense, some things are sweet things, something are more painful things, right? When we learn lessons, those emotions are probably more intense in a more dense side energy, right? So what I want to talk about soul contract is some of those soul contracts, I think you guys understand it. It's like the one I just mentioned, right? It's just, let's say, your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your parents, your teammates, co-worker, whoever. Those people spend a lot of time. You all have contracts with them, and everybody you all learn different lesson. Now I'm talking about the other side of soul contracts that you're not even aware, like consciously aware, you have this contract with people, and it usually take people a long time to even realize they have a contract with other people. Not saying that some of them that you're not even aware, right? Like the contract you're aware you have with people is actually this intense breakup, people like your let's say sisterhood, brotherhood, betrayal, whatever things is more intense one. You know that you have a contract, right? And then you can process that. You can forgive and heal that part of a wound, right? But some are very unconscious, and it actually is in daily life every single day, and you have no idea. Let's be simple, that if I ask you, hey, like, how do you feel that like we get together soon, right? And you're like, yeah, let's meet like next week, or let's plan for next week. But when you say that, you actually not really plan on like 100% you're planning on meeting me. It's just when I suggest that you thought that would be great when you say that to me, but you probably not really mean it, or sometimes you mean it, but it's actually makes that happen. It has a couple steps, right? So in the next couple days, you're probably gonna constantly have this idea come back to reach out to me and or meet or something, and you feel such pressure because when you say that time, it's just probably just in the moment, you feel that you might want to go out with me, right? But in the next couple of days, you didn't feel like to. But you have this feeling is like whenever you make a promise, whenever you make a commitment, whenever you make a vow, for some reason they always stay with you, doesn't that? And maybe towards next week, the first day or two of the week you're still okay, and then third and fourth, you start to feel the pressure because you say the next week, so subconsciously you have this the clock is ticking. Especially you might tell people, yeah, let's meet next Friday, but actually you didn't reach out with people, or didn't confirm with people, and you're gonna have the feeling stir in your energy field. Or when you say that to other people, yeah, I can meet you next Friday, but actually that time you would not really mean to meet this person, you're just saying that, right? That's changes that position. And when you say that, oh, I'm gonna meet you next Friday, or yeah, let's meet Friday at 9:00, right? When the dates become Tuesday and Wednesday, you start feeling this uneasy feeling, and you're like, okay, Friday and at 9:00, it's like you feel this ping the energy onto it. You feel like you cannot move it, and it's like it's so hard that sometimes that you aware of that feeling and ask yourself why I feel this way, and then do I make a contract underneath the condition is that you are not 100% sure. You just say that for whatever reason you want to meet these people, but actually deeply on your soul level, it's not a yes, hell yes. But you sign this contract because other people are agreed. You say, yeah, Friday 9:00 sounds great, but you started, right? So both sides, some people started, some are the other side of accepted this invitation when they're not 100% solvent from their bottom of their heart. So both sides could get into the contract that they're actually not really happy to get into that, right? So those are the contracts I'm talking about. You're probably gonna be, say, oh shit, she's talking about this contract. It's not fun at all. I want to talk about this like, soulmates, twin flame contract or whatsoever, right? But the point is, when we sign a contract, which means that we have responsibility, right? We need to fulfill certain sides of things. And the reason why I make this video is because if some of you feel drained in your life, and you feel like there's so many things that you need to do, then you just don't know how to finish it or when to finish it, well, then I'm telling you, it's because you open so many soul contracts with different souls, different beings. And some of them that you can close on your end, and some of them is that it's hard to close on your hand. And let's say in the marriage, right, you vowed, or in the relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, and say, I will never ever leave you. I will never do that again. I always love you. I will not let you go. And guess what? And in the relationship, you have hard time to let these people go, and you find yourself constantly get yourself back to the relationship, and this person will hold this contract, say that, well, you say that you're gonna love me forever. You said you're not gonna never gonna do that again. You said you're not gonna leave me, whatever it is, right? So you see, so when other people hold on those terms that you agreed, when you signed this contract, when you vowed, that's why sometimes you cannot leave it, right? And especially sometimes if the parents and the kids, the kids doesn't care. They didn't, because on the other end, they can like, well, I really don't like the way you're doing things. They can leave. But the thing is, they can easy to check out the contracts. That's why when you with your parents, right? When you like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna live on my life. It's much easier for the kids, for you. When you, let's say, if you know what I'm talking about with your parents, we all had those days, right? It's easy for kids on their own, but parents is hard. I feel like it's because when they have the kids, whatever it is, they have this responsibility that they will not leave you. Their job is make sure you're fine, and when you're not fine, it's their job to fix it. Is it? So it's hard for parents to undo those contracts because they started it. So if you start contracts, and undo that, especially you made it a promise to other people, it's so hard. You just cancel the contract because other people is already involved. So the next step is, how can we undo those contracts, especially those contracts that I just mentioned, like those in the daily life, you keep signing the contracts, and you cannot fulfill it. Whether you can do it, you cannot do it. Maybe you can do it, but you decide not going to do it. So the key is take responsibility and also plead to that actually when the time you made that decision, might be you are subconsciously unaware that it might not be a good idea, but anyway, you made it that. So take that responsibility that, to admit that you made this decision out of your most alignment. Then you can choose to complete like this contract. It's just like, I don't even know in the real world, it's like when you try to undo the contract, normally you can't really, unless you just something fundamentally wrong, right? You reach out to the other side and say, hey, I know we just signed the contract, or the contract already going to halfway, and I just really feel that it's not right. Is there any way for us to end this contract? But I take my responsibility, right? It rarely happens, but you can do that. The only way you want to end the contract is that you're going to take your ownership, you're going to take your responsibility, and you're going to be aware that when you do that out of alignment and communicate with the other party, and not actually have them to say yes or no, it's fundamentally that you made that out of alignment, that now you want this contract to be done, let it be complete, and you can make that command, and that contract will be complete. So check in with your life, how many contracts you open, how many promises you made. I'm going to see you next week, or I'm going to come to your event. I will pay you back. I will always love you. I'm never going to leave you again. This is, what I will always do for you. Those are words that I spell, and nothing is permanent, by the way. It's like, I always say, if I get married again, I'm gonna change this vow in the wedding, because it's just totally gonna limit people and box people. And when you don't feel aligned, you cannot even get out of contracts. That's why it's so hard. Okay, so I hope this video makes sense, and hope you all doing well. Seriously, my energy, myself, I feel like the pressure in my head is definitely 80% gone, and clarity of both my ears, and a lot of movement on my forehead, and energy come down. So yeah, it's hanging there, and the next couple weeks will still be a very critical transformation journey, and you might feel called to release all the trauma and do inner work, and no drama, heal the trauma, and live in the present time and be free. So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.